If you're starting out YouTube in 2026 and you're not known yet, well, this is the fastest rate to grow. Most creators think you need to be original, different, or some kind of crazy genius, but you really don't. What you actually need is leverage. And the easiest leverage on YouTube is hijacking authority, which is pretty much borrowing trust from people your audience already watches, and then using that attention to build your own system. And for reference, I've done live breakdowns on my channel, on clients' channels, and they always do pretty well. So if you're new, this will work way faster than trying to build authority from zero. Now let's get into exactly how it works. So what does hijacking authority actually mean? So it's pretty much when you anchor your videos around people your ICP already trusts, and pretty much people that your ICP already watches. And when I say people, I don't just mean normal people. If I scroll down here, you can see, for example, I did some examples of this. For example, Iman Gaji, I broke down his thumbnail strategy and exactly how it works, and to copy this ASAP, which is pretty much me adding some urgency, as well as pretty much me getting authority from breaking down his strategy. People know him, people are searching up his name, they're not searching up my name, they don't know me like that, but they know Iman Gaji, and if someone's breaking down his strategy, that means they probably know something that I don't. So they're going to click this video. Another example, Mark Tilbury, I broke down his entire $20 million YouTube empire. He pretty much does affiliate marketing, low ticket pretty much. That's why he's aiming for a ton of views, so he can get that volume, so he can make a lot more money. Because with low ticket especially, you need a lot more volume, right? So these are two very good examples. And if I scroll down a bit, I'm talking about people who have authority that they've already heard of. And by people, I also mean those who have authority that your ICP already knows or have heard of. And for example, let's say you're in e-com niche, you'd probably say something like, or you probably have a thumbnail or like a title similar to Luke Bemar e-com strategy, breaking down his strategy. People know him, people know he's in e-commerce, breaking down his strategy, you get some authority. Another example, let's say you're in a gym niche. This was back in the day when he used to post a bunch of gym niche content. Alex Hormozi gym pricing breakdown. People are searching up his name. People are searching up, looking for gym pricing breakdowns. People know Alex Hormozi for that, and they're just going to look up his name. He has the authority right now. But once you break down his strategy, you're going to get the authority, so don't worry. Some other examples of what people are looking up. You have to keep in mind, these are going to be tailored and different to whatever your ICP is looking up. You just have to pretty much look at these and then think about, pretty much create a list. What is the ICP looking up? They're definitely looking up results, right? So the outcome that they want, they're looking up that outcome. They're looking up strategies and beliefs, right? These are high level thinking, not tactics. These can be like, for example, mindset type of videos. And they're looking at brands or companies, things that they already believe in, whether it's a product or service. And a really good example of this is the Red Bull YouTube channel. They do extremely well with their marketing, right? And they don't even sell anything on that channel. They just have really top of funnel videos. And so those names already represent trust, right? So when you hear, for example, Iman Gaji or Alex Hormozi, people automatically associate good feelings with that person, which actually, pretty much me going over the third bullet point here, but pretty much their brain associates a good feeling with that person, meaning they're going to be even more willing to click your video, especially if they have a bunch of authority in a specific space. And clicking a video from or about X person feels really safe because once again, they affiliate or they associate good feelings with that person, meaning they feel even better clicking your video, breaking down their strategy. By the way, if you want our agency to handle everything for you, including the ideation, scripting, editing, thumbnails, SEO, and posting, all with the goal of getting you more views, more high quality leads from your channel, then click the first link below to pick your free strategy call with our agency. Otherwise, let's just get right back into the video. So moving on smartly, who should you hijack, right? So here's a criteria that I want you to follow, and pretty much don't hijack just anybody. Here's a criteria. Hijack people with the same audience as you. That's number one, because if they have a different audience and you're hijacking their authority, you're going to attract the wrong ICP, the wrong group of people that you don't want to attract. Number two, you need to make sure there are multiple levels above you, not just one level, not just two levels, right? Because if there are levels above you, like way above you, that means you can get that authority from them. Well, I call it hijacking authority, not actually stealing their authority, but pretty much using their authority to your advantage, and you gain authority as a result, if that makes sense, right? So make sure there are multiple levels above you so you can get a lot of authority from breaking down their strategy. Just make sure you know what you're talking about, of course. And make sure, number three, they're known about a specific thing, because once again, if they're general, then you're pretty much going to be talking to everyone, which you already know is talking to no one. But if you're really specific, talking to a small group of people, they're more willing to listen. Their ears are open and they're going to take your advice and they're going to listen to what you have to say, right? And so if your ICP wouldn't click it, then it's not good enough. You always want to keep that in mind. And here's a makeshift funnel that I pretty much created. So top of funnel, this is going to pretty much explain the funnel and exactly how these videos fit into it. So Authority Hijack videos, these are going to be top of funnel videos. These are not meant to sell your product or service. They're meant to introduce you. Who are you? What you do? How you can help them, right? And the purpose of these videos, I already explained some of it, but the purpose is to borrow trust from the other person on the other side of the screen. They don't know you yet, but once you give them all the value, once you actually make sense in your video and show that you know what you're talking about, you're borrowing their trust, right? They're going to give you some of their trust and they're going to be like, all right, maybe this guy knows what he's talking about. Let me click another video. course, you want to add a CTA at the end for that. Second purpose is to get qualified attention. Once again, people clicking these videos, if you're breaking down, a video or hijacking authority from the right person, then you're going to get a qualified audience. You're going to attract the right person. So you want to make sure that you pick the right person to hijack. And third, because of these authority hijack videos, because they're top of funnel, they're going to attract a big audience of people, but the right people to your channel, not the wrong people. Now, middle of the funnel videos. This is what you want to do after these authority hijack videos. This is extremely important because if you don't do these, then you're not going to convert at all. You're pretty much going to get that attention and then you're just going to leave your channel, look for someone else posting a similar video. Middle of the funnel video, this is going to be talking about your unique vehicle. So talking about your method, your framework, and your way of thinking. And the purpose of this video is to pretty much keep the audience in your ecosystem. You want them to keep knowing who you are, keep letting them know that you know what you're talking about. You're that guy if they need help with X thing and to go to your channel right next. And I'll show an example of this actually. So for example, a good middle of funnel video would be something like this video here. Create YouTube videos that attract high intent buyers. And this is another hijacking video. I'm a hijacking authority from these other different creators. You can already see Iman Gaji in the thumbnail. I hijacked authority from him. Not actually hijacking, but you get what I mean. And I hijacked their authority and I pretty much, this video is a little bit more specific about creating YouTube videos that attract high intent buyers. I didn't just create a video on how to create YouTube videos or how to create videos in general. I created it specifically about YouTube videos and attracting high intent buyers. So obviously you already know I'm attracting a certain type of person. Now next is going to be a bottom of funnel video. And this is you pretty much going to be talking about your offer or letting the audience know about your offer, right? If they don't know about what you have to help them, then they're not going to go into your offer at all. So pretty much in this video, you want to talk about the problems that, X person had or X company had, the problem that you solved for them or that you helped solve for them, and what they should expect, after they continue to work with you even longer. And the purpose of these videos is to tie your value directly to an outcome or results that you've helped others achieve that your ideal client, the person who watched that first authority hijack video, wants to achieve themselves. Right? And an example of this would be a bottom of funnel video. For example, how I've helped Poppy I generate over 4.2K in 16 days using one YouTube video. It's over 15K total now. Or even like how I helped Diego collect over 10K from YouTube, only posting 2 times per month, which is half the average. And once you put all of this together, you're pretty much getting them down the entire funnel. First, you're getting their attention with the authority hijack videos. Next, you're creating videos about your unique vehicle, how it works, your method, your framework, your way of thinking, your mindsets. And then third, you're talking about how your value and how your method, framework, and way of thinking has generated a result or an outcome that they want to achieve themselves. So top of funnel videos get the clicks, middle of funnel videos get the trust, and bottom of funnel videos get the conversion. And pretty much you don't want to be asking for the sale early in the top of funnel videos. Of course, you can put a CTA, but you don't want to push too much. What you want to do instead is earn it through nurturing, which creates high intent buyers, people who actually want to buy, people who feel like they know you through watching your videos, and people who are easy to sell to on a sales call. So this is exactly how I would gain authority on YouTube if I were starting from complete scratch. I'd hijack authority to get attention, build my own method to earn trust, and funnel people into videos that actually convert. And if you do this consistently, YouTube will start working out in your favor. So if you want help building this the right way, your positioning, the content, and the structure, that's exactly what my agency does. So click the first link below to work with us. Otherwise, you can click this video on screen next where I hijack authority from a bunch of other different creators.